I want to start this off by talking about my own experiences with healthcare here in Ecuador. I've been here for 3.5 years. Almost 3.5 years. And I've had my experiences with healthcare. I've had my experiences with getting diseases and things that I picked up from being in this climate and being in this culture that at least I don't believe I ever had in the United States. I had a sore throat so bad one time, the doctor at the clinic said that I should have my tonsils removed. If you can imagine that. 72 years old, soon to be 73, and having my tonsils removed. You think I'm grumpy now. I can't imagine what my life would be like the first week or two after having tonsils removed. I broke a bone here. I broke my little toe here one time. Had to have it taken care of. That was right after I got here. I had surgery done on my toe, my big toe on my right foot, where they went in and pulled a joint out and replaced it with a synthetic joint made with a 3D printer. I don't know even yet today if it really solved my problem. I believe it did. It cost me about around $3,000, and I've had to call the doctor. I think that maybe if you think about it, and when you live in the United States and you have health care and you're paying for, I had United Health Care. That was provided by Medicare, actually it was provided by Social Security since actually let me back up a little bit. When Obama was president and when I was self-employed, I had Obamacare. The cost for Obamacare for me was something in the neighborhood of $875 a month. For me, myself, me being single, and only me, $875 a month. Obviously, I didn't buy it. I didn't pay for it. I paid the fine at the end of the year when I did my taxes and paid the penalty for not having Obamacare. If I got sick, I went to urgent care. If I needed to see a doctor, I went to my doctor. I've been relatively healthy most of my life, and I never really had any major illnesses. I've only had one minor surgery, a little hernia repaired, an umbilical hernia repaired. But anyway, in the United States, even when you have insurance and you have co-pays, even when you have to pay co-pays, it can be expensive. When you come to a country like Ecuador and you buy health insurance here, a doctor's visit is $40. I can show you a doctor here in the mall that charges $18 for a visit. That's to go into his office and see him. $18. I about fell off my chair when I asked him for my bill. $18. I didn't have the conscience to give him $18. I gave him $20. Yeah, I tipped him $2. But I told him, I said, thank you very much. I said under my breath, I said, you idiot, why the hell don't you at least charge him $40? That's what most of the doctors charge. But guess what, folks? You can get a home visit here for about $60. I had several of them. And the best part about it, when I needed to call for help, I called Dr. Gladys Garcia, who was my primary care physician for the first couple of years that I lived here. She's not any longer. I have another doctor that I'm using now. Nothing against Dr. Garcia, but he was a good friend of mine's doctor, and he's a male doctor, and I just wanted to, I just wanted to change. But anyway, she only charged me $60 to come visit me, and here's the best part about it. When I needed her, I texted her on WhatsApp. I said, "Hello, Dr. Garcia. I'm sick. I don't feel good. When can you come? When can I see you?" And she would reply and say, "I can see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'll be there." And that meant I stayed home, and she came to my apartment with her huge backpack and all of her stuff. And she came in, and she would always examine me. and she gave me shots, and she administered medicine, and she did an IV one time. Well, actually, she sent a nurse to do it. So healthcare is relatively easy here, okay? It's easy to get help. In the United States, I call it wealth care. Here, I call it health care. The doctors here are not trying to get filthy, stinking rich off of you. It's a bunch of hypocrites. You can't tell me the doctors in the United States are doctors because they can make a killing. They're not doctors because they want to be doctors and they want to be in healthcare. They're doctors because they can make millions of dollars off of you and me through our insurance companies, of course. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but I don't care. You know, in my videos I say, if you don't like it, bite me. But anyway, when you come to Ecuador, what I did, I'm not going to sit here and give you advice on how to get health care. When I came here, I asked around on the famous Manta be Expats and Amigos Facebook page, where can I get a doctor? And you already know the rest of that story. That's how I met Dr. Garcia. I actually did a couple of interviews with her. I just paid out of pocket for her until I finally got insurance. Once I got insurance, the first insurance program that I signed up for was IESS. That's spelled IESS. That is let me see how they actually describe IESS. I have some notes here. Let me look it up right quick, okay? IESS is not free, but generally less expensive than private insurance. It's funded by contributions from employees, typically about 9.45% of the salary, employers, and the government. It's mandatory for formal employees, voluntary for self-employed. It covers a wide range of services, including health care, pensions, and other Social Security benefits. IESS can have longer wait times for appointments and procedures. Quality of care can vary depending on the facility that you go to. So it cost me $71 a month for IESS. I kept it for about, maybe 6 months, I think. You pay for it by going to a bank, Western Union, or I believe I could have paid it through my bank account at JEP, or you go to the C&T office in the mall where you can pay bills and you just present your cedula and you pay your bill. I dropped IESS and switched over to private, and the reason why is because I had the chance to see some of the IESS hospital facilities around town. There are a couple that are excellent, beautiful, super clean, super nice hospitals, and then there's a couple others that are not quite so nice. Okay, I'm trying to be delicate here. I don't want to offend this beautiful country, but I'm telling you folks, speaking for myself, if I have a catastrophic illness, I don't want to be under the care of IESS. Now that's just me speaking for me, because I know people here. I know expats here that had heart surgery. I know people here I know a lady, an expat here, who went to see a cardiologist, and that day he took her immediately into his surgical center and installed a stent, and he managed to get it all covered by IESS. So there's no money out of her pocket. There are people here that have IESS as well as private insurance. I recommend that when you come here, that you people have heard me talk about it before. I've always talked about Blue Box Insurance. Carlos Ramirez and his team at Blue Box Insurance live, eat, and breathe insurance, and they are the best around town. They are the best in the country as far as I'm concerned. You go talk to Stephanie and or Carlos, and you'll get all your questions answered. And Carlos, Blue Box covers the whole country. They got offices in all the major cities, so that's a good place to start when you come here and you want to talk to somebody about getting insurance. Doesn't hurt to start with IESS, but if you might want to really ask Carlos about the benefits of having private insurance. My private insurance cost me less money than IESS. I have Sweden insurance now. It's private insurance. I get to go to a better hospital. If I go in the hospital, I get a room by myself. My deductible for the year, I think, is $250. I have $15,000 worth of coverage, which will cover just about anything that can happen to you here. If I require more than that, speaking for myself, I'll go back to the United States and go see the VA. Private insurance here, the bullet points that I have for it looking at my notes, is that my research said that private is more expensive than IESS, but I don't know how they came up with that. In my case, IESS was $71 a month, private is $68 a month. Private often provides faster access to care with shorter wait times. Private insurance may offer a wider choice of doctors and hospitals. Private insurance can include coverage at private facilities, which may have more modern equipment. Policies can be tailored to individual needs, and private insurance may offer better coverage for certain specialized treatment. I go further on in my notes here. I can see here I made note that whether private insurance is more beneficial depends on individual circumstances. Number one, financial situation. If you can afford it, private insurance often provides more comprehensive and flexible coverage. Number two, health needs. For those with specific health concerns, private insurance might offer better specialized care. Number three, location. In some areas, private facilities may be significantly better equipped than public ones. And number four, wait times. If quick access to care is a priority, private insurance usually offers shorter wait times. And then, of course, employment status. For those not eligible for IESS, like some expats, private insurance may be the only option. And many Ecuadorians or many expats actually, like I said earlier, will opt for a combination. They maintain IESS coverage if eligible for basic care and major procedures, and while also purchasing private insurance for added benefits and faster access to care. Ultimately, the choice between IESS and private insurance or both really depends on your personal health needs, your financial situation, and priorities for healthcare access and quality. So that's it. That's what I've got to say about healthcare. I've had my experiences. I've had good and bad experiences, but I got to say I've had far more good experiences with the healthcare here. I'll give you another example. Let's talk about medicine for a minute. I have high blood pressure. I take a 50 milligram equivalent to metoprolol. Those of you on high blood pressure, I'm sure will know what that is. Very effective medicine for managing blood pressure. And then I take another pill. I take a second pill in the evening, amlodipine. I believe it's called amlodipine. That pill causes a little swelling in my legs, and which can be kind of a problem because sometimes they just look ugly because they're all fat. Nothing worse than seeing an old man with fat, ugly legs, especially when all the fat's below the knees. That medicine, that insurance, or the medicine, the blood pressure medicine, that's the only medicine I take. And that medicine each month costs me less than $20. I just pay for it out of pocket. One thing that I want to make note of, and please remember this, if you come here and you buy insurance, which I hope you do, you better. If you buy it from Blue Box, okay? This is one thing I love about Blue Box. I had to go get a blood test last week, okay? I went to the clinic in the mall to get it because it was convenient, very close by. And I apologize if you hear the trash truck in the background. I don't have a studio to work out of, so we have to hear it. I'll mute it out. So I got this blood test. I went to the clinic in the mall to get this blood test done, and they wanted $127. The girl, I tried to ask the girl, well, what about Sweden insurance? I have insurance, Sweden. And her answer was, sorry, no entiendo. So she couldn't understand what I was saying. I found it kind of hard to believe, but that's what it is what it is. And that happens a lot here. I sent the blood test the order form to Stephanie at Blue Box, and she wrote back after a couple of days and she told me where to go. I can't remember the name of it because I can't pronounce it anyway, so it doesn't make any difference what it's called, but it's over in the hospital district, a big lab that's over there. I walked in, gave them the order for the lab. They took a few minutes to fill out the order on the computer, and they charged me $11. That was it, $11 out of my pocket. And that evening, I had the results. And just as a side note, doesn't really mean anything about healthcare, I took the results, which came in Spanish, scanned it on my computer. It's a PDF. I scanned it to a PDF. I ran it through Darby, my chat GPT engine, and asked them to translate it and summarize it and explain the results. And I knew exactly what to expect when I went to the doctor, and the doctor was dead on right, and so was Darby. So that's it. That's what I got to say about healthcare, okay? See you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.